All right. So the other thing is what I sent to my channel, bro, is that we had that trend line on SPY. We broke above it, closed above it, came back, retested it, right? Hard retest, then it shot right back up. It continued up off that. So that looks bullish.
Now I got a question for you.
Uh,
I don't know what that was in the background. I heard something. I don't know somebody in
wait.
the back. How would you play this? Would you like if you was playing SPY tomorrow, would you wait for that 401.40 level to break? Because what if we reject and pull back?
Yeah. If I was going to trade this, I would have already been in it
Okay.
off
So
the
you would
break
be taking
retest.
profits. You would have been taking profits already because you're
I
up
would have
in
got
supply.
out. Yep. I would have got out at the end of the day.
Okay.
From the 397 retest up to the 400, so that's a $3 move, if not more, because it went up a little more than just like perfect dollar. So would have took that. And then tomorrow, yeah, waiting on the close above. That's why I had these highs and lows on.
Yeah, because that was a hard rejection last time we rejected this 402 level.
So 401.56. So we can close above 401.60. I'd probably go ahead and take that. Let me look at it on the 30. Yeah. So if we can close above that, then I would take it up to 406. We're going out.
Okay.
Yeah, let's look.
All right. So that's my plan. If I'm gonna play longs, I'm gonna wait. Because I don't want to go, I don't want to jump in call. Say we gap up right at that level, we might, and then it rejects and like just consolidates or something. So that's just a bad entry for calls.
Yeah, you don't want to get calls right here.
Yeah, don't get called.
That don't make any type of sense. No, yeah, it's not worth it. You want to wait till you break above here, and then you'll get your, your push, your pull back to retest, and you can wait on the retest too, right? You can.
That's what I would probably do.
For the retest, yeah, retest is always safer. A confirmed retest is always safer.
Can you go over some of the plays that you posted in your channel, like what you were looking at, like with the Roku play and stuff?
So, I'm gonna drop and then shut back up. Look at that. All right, Roku. Yeah, man, we can go over. Did you watch that YouTube I put out last night where Roku was on the watch list?
Yeah.
All right, well, you already know. Yeah, you already know what the trade was. So yeah, Roku is just the inside bar break to the upside, or a 212 to the upside, I believe, is what it'll be strat talk. That's it. We were in a heavy heavy demand or support from the inside candle, broke above the inside candle here, which is what I was talking about earlier when we took that initial scalp. Those 66 calls that we got in, and then you see we carried on up to take out this high, which was our target, and we hit that as well. And that was the swing target, which I still felt like it happened today, but for the sake of swinging, I swung it. And then we came and retested this trend line as well. So we had a strong close up here where you see these other times we pushed the trend line, we rejected. So I think we continue to move up. We continue going up. Then I'm looking at us pushing into the 70s, 72 area. Kind of like there, right there. Yeah, once we get over 70, I think we can go ahead and push to 72. And then we still have, if you look at it from a longer term, we still got gaps above. Right here is a gap. This gap closed. Yeah, this is still an open gap right here. Take it down to the 1. It should become visible. Here. Yep. So that was Roku. McDonald's was one that I called out the other day, and it finished this move. We closed it early, but it was still a good swing, like I said, and it continued to move up. Right, another inside, it's the same stuff, bro. Just like we talked about in the boot camp, and on the live earlier, like it's the same stuff just over and over again. You just gotta trade it. Same thing, right? Inside candle, This one isn't at a support. It wasn't at a support like Roku was, but still an inside candle break, and we're taking this to the upside and can look at 263. FedEx triggered. I didn't take it, but FedEx had a very strong close here. I just didn't take it because I felt like I was calling out too many trades for y'all. But support, right? Heavy support. We see all of these rejections, and then we took above the high of this candle. We got gap to close here, gap to close here. So we got some gap targets above. This is why FedEx was on my watch list last night, and why I think it's a good swing. Billy, that was the earnings trade that went 300%. That's just earnings. Not much to explain there, I think. Smith and Wesson was the earnings trade. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Right now, it's post-market sitting at this support level. All right, see post-market's at 1280. That support is at 1278, right? Apron. We took profits on Apron today. Jeez, that ran up. But yeah, just took profits when we started pushing up to these highs. Was it sorry, wrong day? When we start pushing up up here, we just took profit on it. I was gonna start looking at other trades. So some of the trades I closed, like Apron, I wasn't really. I was closing them more so to be in line with the challenge and the concept of us focusing on like closing out swings early, getting in swings late, because that's originally what the plan was, and I want to go back on what I said. So Apron still looks good to me, especially if they're broke that 750, which is I had an alert at for it, and we see our next level for that is about 850. Veru, heavy support right here, right? Heavy support, high short interest on the stock as well. So it's potential for a short squeeze there. But even off of that, you have that technical where you see every time we push down here, we've bounced back up, come down, bounce back up. And we just do this over and over again, right? So it's just trading what we keep seeing happen, right? So anticipating the same sort of move here. We got, till October 21st on those contracts. I don't plan on holding it that long. But ideally, if we can tag $16, then that'll create a move from our entry, which is probably around there. That's about a 30% move up. So I think if we got 30% move on our contracts, we should be happy. And it's not out of the question for that to happen. And then I'm looking at stopping out either below the low of yesterday's candle or ultimately below this candle over here. So after we break that, then we will start entering to come close this gap. So I'm just gonna get out there. But this is what I'm looking at on Veru. DB, strong close, strong support. I was looking at the trend line potentially breaking here. There was a lot of people buying into this today. And then on the weekly chart was mainly what I was looking at. And I was looking at the weekly support and the bullish engulfing patterns on the weekly. And us coming out of that. Right. So we had bullish engulfing here on weekly. And then now the candle has already bullish engulfed. Bullish, how would you say that? This is already a bullish engulfing candle on the weekly. All right. So this week's bullish engulfing right now. Last week was bullish engulfing. So we got 2 bullish engulfing weeks in a row. That's bullish, right? So that's why I'm looking at taking this up. Zay over there laugh. It's bullish, bro. We got two bullish engulfing weeks back to back. It's bullish. So that's what I'm looking at on DB. And that's another contract that we got till October.
Nah, I was laughing at you, but you was like, "Well, that's bullish."
Bullish. It
So,
is what it is.
Yeah, it's bullish.
the week
Bullish.
before it engulfed last week, Kendall. So engulfed.
Yeah, we engulfed the bullet. We bullishly engulfed a bullish engulfing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Did I call anything else? I don't think so. What other questions we got? Bum, 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 bum. Bow, 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 wow, wow, wow. Bow, bow, bow. Hey. Well, if that's it for the questions, then I thank y'all for your time. My name is Jordan Martin. Y'all been a great crowd. In the Zoom like that for real.
Hey, bro, I know you see these questions coming in.
Where, bro?
Somebody.
Oh,
So I'm like, bro, I know you see these questions coming in. That's just like, hey, he finna get it. You about to end it. I'm like, bro, I see 5 questions just came in.
I didn't, Sam. I had the chat open, but I think it was like moved off my screen. I got 3 screens up right now, so I didn't even see that. Okay, all right. Let's see what y'all talking about. Kroger. Did we go over Kroger? No, we didn't go over Kroger. Kroger is another earnings trade. That's it. Earnings. I think it's gonna drop. Looking at the weekly chart, we rejected this. Rejected. So I mean, you know what earnings is gonna go however it wants to go. But I just think Kroger is probably gonna continue to hold itself in this little area here. So nothing too deep on Kroger, just earnings. What I'm trying to do really is, because I think I'm about 7 for 8 or 8 for 9 recently on earnings. The only earnings I've lost in a month or so is Zoom on earnings trade. So I'm trying to see if I can put together some sort of methodology to how I'm winning these earnings trades. And if there is something, I got to win enough of them so where it's not just like random chance, but I can really say, yeah, if you look at this, and this, you got a good chance at making money. Do I look at the Greeks? Nah, not really. Instead of looking at the Greeks, I just factor them into the contracts I'm choosing. So instead of looking at the delta on a bunch of contracts, I'll just get at the money or one like in the money or one strike out, right? All those deltas are going to be around 60, 50, 40. You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking at theta, I usually get extra time if I know I'm gonna need extra time, if I want to have some wiggle room, right? So like Roku, it made the move I thought it was gonna make today, but I got contracts for next week after we did the scout, just in case I needed the extra room to swing it. Because instead of swinging it into tomorrow, where that contract is gonna be, break or make, it's gonna go bust or go big, I got time. So even if it don't make that move tomorrow, I can cut it tomorrow. Instead of cutting it tomorrow minus 50%, it might be a minus 20 or a minus 30, right? And then you got Row and Gamma and Vega. Hey, y'all on my Zoom one more time. Y'all on the Zoom one more time, bro. One more time. I need you to wake up, man. Come on. Do me like that. So I don't look at the Greeks when I'm looking at trades for the most part. I just factor them in and like what makes sense. Kind of like, to me, I think the equivalent of it could be like, I don't come and lay out my support and resistance lines right to a T based on the, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we know it's right around here, right? We know it's around 50-25 to 50-30, so I'm looking at that area and that's just what I'm looking at. We already went over the spot for tomorrow. We can look at SPY one more time. SPY on the daily. All right. SPY on the daily. We talked about this on another Zoom we had a couple of days ago where SPY was testing this demand zone support. All right. So we talked about this support being established. We talked about our bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. All right. Came back down and bounced here again. So today it was no surprise that after all these bounces, we finally caught a move back up yesterday. And then with that heavy bullish move, right, there was almost no low on this candle based on the open, right? It went down 23 cents. And then the rest of the day it went up. So pretty bullish day yesterday, carried into another pretty strong bullish day today. And as far as tomorrow, we were looking at the 1 hour. We also, which I put in on the channel, we broke above this trend line on the 1 hour, broke and closed above, came back, retested it, and continued up. So that gave us that strong bullish move into the close. But now we're sitting here at this resistance at 401.42, right, or 401.50, we can call it. All right. So for SPY, I will be waiting until we can break and close above 401.60 before continuing to swing it or trade it up to about 406. All right, because you don't want to buy calls or go long when you're sitting here at a resistance. We don't have to buy puts at the resistance either. All right. But if we come to the resistance and we start rejecting down, that's when you start learning your candlestick patterns. Right. Like over here, we saw inside day turn bearish, right? Inside day bearish trade. You could have took that trade. Right. Strat talk, you could have took the 212 down right here. And you would have entered right here and caught this move down to here. But that's what I'm looking at for SPY. Let me open the chat one more time. Now this time I don't see no questions. I ain't missing nothing this time. Let me check. Let me check my text. Check my text. Check my text. Okay. No questions over here. Check this phone. No questions over here. All right, we good.
Hey,
With
hey Zay. Not Zay. Jordan. Man, I'm still, man. I got these paper hands, man. I can't. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know how to play these lines, man. I be calling them, but when it's actually in the fire, I kind of like lose kind of like focus on them support lines or any break. And I got to come up with some kind of strategy of how should I play them, because I'm all over the place, man. I'm all over the place. I can see where I know what I'm supposed to do, but when it's time to do it, I need to have a stricter plan on what I need to do. Come on, son.
if you need a stricter plan on what to do.
Well, I don't know. I'm really getting to the point where I think I just think I just ain't trust. I just don't have the confidence. I just don't trust myself. That's what it is. I can't chalk it up to nothing else. But I did make a trade with confidence today. But it's just other trades that I was talking about, and Bree got in, but I didn't get in. I don't know why. Why I'm talking about it, but I'm not actually doing it. And that's kind of the frustrating part about it.
Okay, I'm gonna hit that up after I get these questions in the chat. The Smith & Wesson, are you looking to cut both at the same time or cut one and watch? So that's the thing. When I was looking at Smith & Wesson's price action with earnings, it was kind of mixed, right? So last earnings, which was here, they report after hours. So this day it closed at 1436. It gapped down to 1418, but it shot up during the day, 14%, right? So it gapped down, but shot up. This day, it had earnings, it closed at 1789, gapped down to $14. And then after it gapped down, it pushed lower and then shot up you know. So I was looking at all of this, another gap down. And this time though it gapped down, it opened at 18 and it pushed down to close at 1633. So looking at that, I'm personally probably going to manage it intraday and see how it moves, because we see that there's no it's not really consistent. It looks like it's consistently been moving big, but again, sometimes you get a gap down like this, it gapped down and it kept going down, right? So you want to maximize profits. So depending on how it actually goes at open, if one of the positions is just up enough to where the strangle itself is positive 20% or more, I'll probably just signal to close both of them. But for me, ultimately what I'm gonna look at doing is managing it intraday and seeing how it's moving. After it gaps down or gaps up, is it gonna flip one way or the other? And then holding whatever way it flips, right? Alternatively, you could just hold one completely to close, because we see that's the other thing we see when we're looking at this earnings history is it'll gap up and it ran all the way up all day, or it'll gap down. You know, it's something I'm gonna manage intraday. That's the best way to put it. What are the red lines represent on my charts? It's a good question, because I don't know what. Oh, you saw this type of red line. That's just the line I use to block off a price level. There's a the EMA and Heikin-Ashi trick really work. It's not even a trick. It's just trading. But I'm glad it works. I'm glad it works. I think that's the same thing Carmel said she used to pull 162% on AMD today. It was the Heikin-Ashi candles. Oh, dang, that was on the boot camp. Okay. Well, yeah, they do work. That's why I taught y'all that, because it works. But it's just, again, putting logic to use, right? So that's that. What's up, bro? Then I'm gonna hit Luther question.
Hey, Jordan.
What's up, bro?
Hello. Hey, question for you. When you swing trade, do you normally set stop losses? If so, what's your approach? And the reason I asked the question, yesterday I swung Starbucks call, but I had my stop loss at 20%. And this morning, you know, I got tagged out. But you know, if I didn't have that stop loss, I probably could, you know, end up turning around later on, because of, you know, got a profit on it before the bit dumped around 12 o'clock.
I do have stop losses, but my stop losses are very, very, very rarely ever based on percentages. My stop losses 90% of the time are based on price. For swing, you asked about swings. Swings, I'm always based off of price. I'm not based off percentage, because with swings, we know it's a swing trade, and this is about to sound so cold if I say it right. I'm not gonna even worry about making it sound cold. Okay, just make sure you understand. Swinging, not only does it mean that you're holding a contract for a period of time, but you also have to expect swings in the price, right? And so if you're expecting swings in the price, then you can expect swings in your contract's value, right? But if we're looking at a contract like anything, right? If we got in calls, you still see my screen? He muted himself. I know you can see me.
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So if we got in calls right here. If we got in calls right here on June 30th, because we came down into the zone, or even here, we broke above the inside candle, right? So that's a trade I would have took. Somebody.
Okay.
At Kroger.
That beeping noise, that's me. I'm at.
Oh,
ATM.
That's you. Okay. I was trying
Yeah,
to
I'm at an ATM. I'm sorry.
Okay. So look, this is an inside day in a support level, just like the trade I was talking about on Roku. All right. So we broke above it here. I would have took that trade. We would have dropped back down at the end of the day and been down. Next day, we're still below where I bought that contract at. So not only are we down because of the price, but we're also down due to time, right? Our contract down
Right.
10%, 20%, whatever. Don't matter. Why don't it matter? Because we still sitting here in support. So I don't care.
Okay.
Contract down 15%, but the stock hasn't shown me that it's going the other way. It still looks like it's going my way, so I'm not gonna get out of it. Right? That's how I trade. Now, if the stock shows me that it's about to flip the other way, then I'll get out. So what I'm saying with that is, with this trade, I wouldn't have got out on a swing because I have this level right here to go down to. So
Mhm.
coming down here, depending on the expiration, if it was a weekly expiration or 2 weeks, then once we took out these lows, boom, 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 right? These lows with this candle, once
Uh-huh.
we took out those lows, live candle, I would have been like, hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and cut and re-enter if it comes back up. Once it came back up, then I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get back in. We're still in the demand zone. We're still bullish. I'm staying in, and then we catch our move up. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I see what you're saying. And I end up getting back in later on because, you know, it didn't break my my level that I had set. And then after it dumped down and when Starbucks made the turn back up, once I saw it broke the daily high, I had got in, it broke it, went back and retest. I got in on the retest and was able to ride it to the end of the day. I sold one contract and I left a runner for tomorrow, kind of thinking, you know, and this time I didn't set a stop loss this time. I said, well, I just see in the morning once it opened, see how the market react, then decide to sell it or keep it at that point.
Yeah, it looks good to keep going, bro. Especially once you push over $90.
Yeah, that was, I did a 90 call for next week expiration, the
That's
16th.
good. I like it. That's a good trade.
Okay. Yeah, you know, the Zoom that you did, yes. Oh, I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's not you?
No, that's not me.
Let me see. Who watching the news, man? I don't see who it is. It was Pete. Appreciate you, Pete.
And I definitely appreciate you showing that the Hakanashi candles. Like I was saying on Zoom over the weekend, as you were talking about it, I was doing some back testing and I have applied it this weekend. That definitely been a big help with not getting faked out of trades.
Absolutely, bro. Samaj's over there saying I'm a fire. It is. I'm glad I was able to show it to you, bro. Like I said, you know, you gotta take the stuff. Like, don't just get on these calls and just think because you sitting on a call, you finna make some money. Like you took what you learned, you applied it, and you see that it's working. Right?
Yeah, between that and then the Elliott wave, what Kim, I think that's her name.
Yeah, it's Kim.
Yeah, been doing that definitely have been a big help. And Luther, something I would suggest for you to try, because I like having the confidence to get in trades. I know with me, sometimes if I see something and I'm not too sure about it, I just do a paper trade just to see if I'm right. And the more I have been doing that, I have been building up my confidence. And now I'm taking more live trades than paper trades. So you may want to try that.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was thinking, so two of the things when it comes to confidence, I'll talk about what Luther asked, confidence and then setting the plan. Confidence is going to come from knowledge and repetition, right? You can study how to shoot a free throw for 30 days straight, but if you don't never get out there and actually shoot the free throw yourself, you ain't gonna have no real confidence. If there was like a game on the line, you gotta shoot a free throw. You're like, I ain't never shot one. I've seen how to shoot one, but I ain't never shot one. You ain't gonna have confidence, right? So you have to study. The same thing as if you shoot a bunch of free throws, but you shooting them with your eyes closed, left hand, and standing on one foot because you ain't never looked at the mechanics of how to have your follow through, how to bend your knees, all that. You have to educate yourself too. So if you understand support, resistance, supply, demand, if you learn gaps, if you learn candlesticks, if you learn trend lines, if you learn moving averages, if you learn RSI, if you learn whatever, right? All the stuff that you learn can give you confidence because now you're able to read the charts multiple ways. That's why I don't ever run out of trades, because I know so many different ways I can find something that's a good trade, right? So you have confidence if you see something that's support and you just know support, right? This is where the education comes in. If you only know about support and resistance, you're like, okay, cool, this has support. That means it's gonna bounce, right? But what do we have on Starbucks right here? Is that support? We see that right here, it got support. Is that support? But it closed mad bearish. What up, Zay? It closed mad bearish at support. So if you understand candlesticks, then you would have been like, oh, nah, this is bad. This is a support. This is at support, and it's a bearish candlestick. It looks like we're going to go down, which you did, right? If you understand candlesticks, let me zoom in. Then you see this is support, and then we have a hammer candle. Combining those two, now you're like, oh, a hammer candle at support. And then we broke bullish above it. That's a signal for me to go up, right? So your confidence is going to come with the more stuff that you're learning, but you have to get the reps, right? So you have to take the trades. The only way you're going to get better at taking trades is by taking the trades. The only way you get better at baking a cake is by baking damn cakes. You're not going to be good at baking cakes if you don't never bake a cake, but you got to learn the recipe before you bake the cake. Boom. Put it however you want to put it to make sense to you and what you do with your life. Now, the second thing is looking at creating a stricter plan, right? And so when I'm trading, and what I encourage everybody to do is always have an idea of what you're going to do for any given scenario. So typically that's in the form of profit targets and stop losses, right? With this Veru trade, or however you want to pronounce it, I already know I'm stopping out if we come below, absolutely stopping out if we come below 1041, right? So if we gap below 1041, I'm out that month for sure. If we come and we test the low right here at 1075, then I'm gonna look at it and be kind of like, let me see. And if we break 1075, then I'll get out and look to re-enter. If we break this low, I'm not getting back in. All right. If we go up, I'm looking at coming here. If we go sideways, I'm really still fine on that because I have a month, I got 45 days or so in the contract. So whether the stock goes up, down, or sideways, I already know exactly what I'm going to do. There's no guesswork, there's no confusion, nothing, right? So that's what you need to have whenever you're taking these trades, is an idea of what you're going to do, whether it's a day trade, swing trade, if it's a 0 DTE, because it expires that day, and you know my stop loss is here, right? Let's go on SPY, let's go to a 5 minute, and it really don't matter. But if this is a same day expiration today, and we're on SPY, and we're just watching these candles come in, right? You need to know that even if my profit target is here and my stop loss is here, my contract expire in an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours. So I need to already have made up in my mind, hey, here's my target, here's my stop. But if we don't hit this, what's the alternative? If you have a profit target and a stop loss on the same day expiration contract and it moves sideways, what do you end up with? A worthless contract. You end up with zero. That ain't what you want. So you need to also initiate a time stop where it's like, hey, if this don't move within the next 3 hours, I'm out, right? So if you start looking at that as you're taking your trades, every time you take a trade, and especially if you're swinging, then, updating it by the day, cool, we have new levels. Well, here's my new level maybe, or here's this. you need to have that in mind so that there's no guesswork. You already know what you're going to do. And then once it happens and you can justify it, right? That's why there's a problem with mental stop losses and not really planning your trades, because you test your stop loss and then you're like, well, that was my stop, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll come back. You know, that was my take profit. Well, maybe I can get some more. It's flipping. It's coming down. I was up 80%. Now I'm up 50%, but maybe it'll up. I'm only up 30%. Maybe it you know what I'm saying? Have that plan. I know, and this is where I'm gonna stop the monologue here at this little monologue rant type vibe. I know that when I go up 10% on a day trade, I'm usually setting a break even stop market order. So if it comes back down, I'm pull it out of break even. And if I'm gonna trail it, I'm gonna use a trail and stop, which I taught y'all a couple different times and different ways to do that. So I already know what I'm doing. So there's nothing. You know, but you got to do it. You got to know what you're gonna do, and you got to execute, and then you get more comfortable doing it. LeBron don't freeze up because he took shots all the time. He studied this stuff all the time. You got to become LeBron or Jordan or Curry. Yeah. Jordan, 2 of my trades got filled today from a stop profit. That's dope. So you got profits on both of those trades, but you could have gotten more. When I initiate my trades and put in a stop loss, I usually set my profit crazy high. So it doesn't do that. You good with the question not too long. So when I'm taking a trade, usually I don't set the only time I'm setting a specific hard take profit percentage or a stop loss percentage is if it's a scalp and I'm busy. Like if I'm cooking or if I'm driving, whatever, in a meeting, like that's when I'll put in an order and put a 20% profit, 10% stop loss, because I'm not going to be able to actively look at the candles. But most of the time, the same way I'm sitting right here, right now, looking at this chart, most of the time I'm actually standing up like this. And I got the chart pulled up right here all day, you know? And so I can see it. And I can still set a stop loss, but I don't want to set a take profit because then I'm restricting myself to the upside. I'm all for restricting how many losses I could take. But if my goal is to make money, I don't want to limit myself in my main objectives. So I want to be able to maximize my profit potential. When it comes to getting stopped out, let's pull up Neo from the other day when we had our calls. All right. So Neo had earnings. We had Neo calls, swung them into earnings, opened up, gap down, but then ultimately shot up 7% within the first 5 minutes. And I ended up getting out. Once it started declining, I got out on a 2-minute chart. But I got out once it started declining. And you'll see, right, that after I got out around here, it kept dropping. All right, so that's where that take profit or that profit percentage, that stop profit, raising that up is good, and so there's no problem with using that, right? But I don't set a crazy high profit target and hope that it hits it. I just make sure that my stop loss moves up with my trade. What up, Charmaine? What questions we got? You're welcome, sir. Yeah, so keep doing that, bro. That's good. Getting stopped out in profit is good. And if you want to look at it and adjust, I usually like to do 10%. Like again, I said I do that if I'm busy and I can't look at the charts. I like to go off the candlesticks. Because you can have periods like a bull flag, like bull flags or bear flags can come, and those will trigger those exits, right? So like this bull flag on Triple M, right? That can trigger you to get pulled out the trade because of the consolidation. So if you have a 5% trail and stop, once you get an hour straight of consolidation, your 5% is triggered. All right, but if you can look at the candles, you can be like, oh man, well, I'm only going down. I only went down 10% because we're moving sideways. My trade hasn't been invalidated. So now that's the same kind of that's the same methodology I use for all my trades is I stay in until my trade is invalidated. But once I see something that's showing me my trade is invalidated, then I'm getting out. Because that means it's going the other way. Hey, Jordan, I won today again with SPX, up 835 with the 195 loss. So you made upwards of $600 today. Love y'all. That's what's up. Congratulations. $600 in a day is very good. What I want you to do is look back at what you did and study it and see how you can do it again. Right? And you don't have to trade tons of strategies. And we talked about this too, right? You don't have to trade tons of stocks. You don't have to trade tons of strategies. You can find one or two things that work for you and just keep running them. And as you keep running them, you're going to start to learn different ways of managing them and ways to get better at perfecting that one thing. So whatever you did today, see if you can do it again. And you was on the flight. Easy. This was easy money too on Triple M today. Just catching scalps off this support. I didn't trade this, but you just caught support bounces. You had a bunch of opportunities on Triple M here. All
Jordan, let me ask you a spot question real quick. So tomorrow, I know you said you will only buy close above. So if you was waiting for a pullback, would you wait to see if we say like you was like scalping or whatever? What level would you wait to get calls first? Would you wait until we held today's high?
So for SPY, I wouldn't get in calls until we come above here, right?
Okay.
So once we come above that 401.56, about 401.60, that's our breakout, right? Which is first entry.
Okay.
So you could take that right up to here. Or what I prefer to do personally, you can do it both ways. If you want to trade it, bro, this is how again, right, I'll say it on the Zoom. Sometimes you trade a little differently for the Discord than you do for yourself, right? So for me, I'll call first entry here and I'll get in, and I know I like to wait on the retest. So I'll get in. If I plan on buying 10 contracts for the position, instead of buying all 10, I'll get in 5 now. And if it don't retest, who cares? I'm in. But if it does come back, retest, and bounce, then I'll just go ahead and get the rest of my 10. So I get 5 more, and then I'm carrying out the continuation back. Right? So it's safer to always wait on the retest, but waiting on the retest will often lead to you missing some moves. But it's okay to miss a move because it's so many stocks out there. It's 500 stocks in the S&P 500. I can tell you that. So,
all right, cool. I'll just wait, man. Like you said, I like that.
Yeah, bro. Let me know when you get in. Just, call the trade.
I got my alert set. I got my alert set on TradingView, so.
Bad, bro. Send it into Member Ideas or the Boot Camp channel, wherever you feel comfortable.
Are you ready?
If you're comfortable, so we can look at it together.
You gotta go because it's 6 o'clock. What?
All right.
Hey George, that when you I was hearing you talking about what would make your if you was trading a support level, a resistance level, and it break through, and it comes back. What would make you think say it's invalidated? Cause like when I'm trying to figure it out, man. If it breaks above and it comes back below it, below the resistance,
Are you driving? Or are you passenger?
Yeah, I'm driving.
All right, you can have to look at the recording, and we might be able to cover it tonight too. So if it breaks the resistance, closes above resistance, that's first entry. All right. Pushes up, pulls back to retest to hold it to see if it's real. If it bounces, that's second entry or first safe entry, right? First entry being a breakout is aggressive. If it comes back and closes below the resistance, then that's I'm gonna get out and wait to re-enter. Right. So when you look at it from a numbers perspective, if you get in on a breakout and it pulls back and closes right below breakout level, -5, -10%, nothing major, right? That's it, invalidated for the time being. That doesn't mean it can't pop back over the resistance again. If it goes back over resistance again, then I'm like, all right, cool, we moving back up.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess can you show me on a video at 130 at the 138 area, 138 when it broke 138. I think that's what you're trying to tell me, and a video at 138 early in the morning. I think it's around 10 o'clock or something like that when it broke out and it came back under. Is that what you was talking about right there?
What did I order?
so let me see. So we broke out, closed above, came back.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it right there.
Yeah, okay. So
That's why I got in on the breakout when I know I shouldn't have really. But Moody was confident in the trade, and he was right. He was right. I should have stayed in it, but I could have got out and reassessed it.
yeah, so handle that. All right. So one of the things that I would have agreed, bro, because it didn't take out the low of this candle, then I would have stayed in too, depending on the contract expiration, right? Same day expiration, or sorry, not same day, but Friday expiration, and it's Thursday, I would have been a little more hesitant. But I would have looked at it on the 1 minute, looked at it on the 3, seen what was forming. But again, that's you can always get back in the trade. So yeah, it broke out, came back down below, and then it shot back up and closed over it again. And then we see we got our retest candles. It held that time and then it continued up. So even if you got out right here and you were like, snap, it immediately flipped on me. You could have got back in on this retest candle or the second breakout, and you still would have made money and you would have finished positive.
Yeah.
So it goes either way.
Yeah, I took some video. AMD puts up there in that demand area. That supply area, and rolled it down today. After when y'all was getting off Zoom, when y'all was getting.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hold on, let me tell you what I call it later. Yeah, when it got to that demand area, and I rolled it down, and everybody was telling me don't cut it, but I cut it. I cut it at my area where I thought it was my first target. I don't know how to trim, so I do all that trailing stop yet. I've been trying to figure it out, but I just have a area where I think it's going at, and I'm just gonna get out. And it went a good little ways, man. It went a good little ways. It went a good little ways, boy, when it dropped. But I cut it real early. Cadence, get up.
So Luther, next time you're in a trade like this, what are you gonna look at doing? Are you gonna close based off the candle low? Are you gonna close like what are you gonna do next time you're in a situation like this?
Well, I know now that if it doesn't close above the resist, if it don't close above resistance, if I get in when it say it first break, but if it break, it got to close above that for me to stay in it, for me to get in the trade, to validate the trade. I can't. My emotions won't allow me. Like I went against me, I start freaking out.
So
As
you
soon as
gotta-
it broke that 138, I was in shambles.
Well, Luther, I think you gotta get into your mind. However, right? However you want to get this to yourself, your emotions don't matter, dude. To be frank, in regards to the price the stock is at and where the stock is going, it don't matter.
Yeah.
So whether you can be happy that it came down. You can be like, oh crap, this is great. I can average in. You could be upset and be like, ah man, I got in, it's going down. You could be indifferent. It don't matter, right? So
Yeah.
you have to look at what is it saying? Not how do I feel, but what's happening.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not sure the best way for you to do that. Maybe you do, but
I gotta
maybe
figure it out.
think that.
You tell me.
Think that. When you feel something, be like, hey, that don't even matter. What's the chart say? What does the chart say? All right, based on the chart, I need to do X, Y, Z. I need to wait for this low to get broken. I need to wait and see what the next candle does. And if the next candle takes out this candle's low, then it looks like we're continuing down. And I'll get out. Right. Or, hey, you know what? This candle looked like it might go down. I'm gonna cut right now. And then if it goes back up, then I'll just re-enter. And sure, I took a minus 5% on this one, but I can grab plus 30 if it continues up. So you don't get no reward from the market for win rate. So you just take another trade.
Yeah, I got to get over that, man.
Talk to yourself about it.
Yeah, I have, because it really don't even make no sense to keep doing the same old thing over and over again.
All right.
It really don't.
They got a word for that, man.
What the word?
Insanity.
Insanity. For real.
Yeah. All right.
For real.
Let me see what other questions we got. Jordan, when you get in a trade, do you usually scale in or buy all the contracts on the spot? Usually I buy them all on the spot, usually, except for these breakouts. The breakouts, I do like to scale in, but most of the time I do the biggest part of the position at once. Or alternatively, I will do like I did today, right? Roku, we got the breakout. We scalped the breakout. So I got all contracts on the scalp. And then that was its own trade. And then we took the swing when it pulled back, right? So then we traded the pullback, and that was separate. So instead of scaling into to one trade, I took two separate trades with full sizing. Why do I change the pivot high and low numbers to 5? Just so it shows up more, but not too much to be overwhelming. And I trade off my laptop and my phone when it comes to looking at charts. That's a question I get a lot is, is it easier to trade off the phone or off the charts? On your laptop. It's the only thing that's easier about trading off a laptop and a phone, because I usually have both of my phones with me. It's just that I can look at the chart and into the trade simultaneously. Because I don't have a broker that's hooked up to this trading view. I don't use TOS, which I think is a plus on TOS. But for the most part, yeah, I trade the same, whether I'm at the store and trading, whether I'm driving and trading, whatever I'm doing and trading, because the chart's still the same, the price action's still the same, the levels are the same. So I don't think there's any difference in my trading regardless. The screen's just smaller, so you might gotta zoom in a little bit. Bop. And Tastyworks on a 0 DTE, what's the latest you can close out a trade? Is it 3 p.m. or 4 p.m.? I've closed out trades in Tastyworks that were same day expiration at like 3:55. So I suppose 3:59. That might be one that's just better to look up, on Tastyworks website or on Google, because that's the brokerage policy based kind of question. Actually, you can. I'm trying to remember because I've traded. No, that must have been the next day expiration. I traded SPX. I've scalped SPX contracts after hours on Tastyworks, but that would have had to have been, in my assumption, that would have had to have been a next day expiration. Can you trade SPX on Webull? Yes. Absolutely. What's the ticker? SPXW? I don't know, Charmaine. You tripping me out on that one. You said, can we trade SPX on Webull? What's the ticker? It's SPX with like another letter, I think.
It is XPXW.
Boom.
So it pop, you type it in as SPX, but then like when you take a screenshot or whatever, it pop up as XPXW.
That's what I thought. Yep.
Sorry.
No, you good, bro. Thank you for confirming. I appreciate you. Yep, it's SPX, and it'll say S&P 500, and it'll say index next to it. My schedule has been tight, so will there be another opportunity for the boot camp? Yeah, we might do another boot camp. Yeah. So we'll probably do another one. I'm not sure if you're talking about specifically me and Moody or just me or just Moody. I plan on doing another 4-week mentorship probably next month. That's what I plan on doing. And then me and Moody have talked about doing multiple 5-day boot camps. We talked about whether or not we'll teach the same topics, but I think teaching different topics or having different structures. Like this one, we didn't do a lot of live trading, but I think next one we could do more live trading. It's different stuff I'm thinking about. But yeah, there will be more opportunities. There will be more. And anything that I'm doing is going to be recorded too. So if you miss it, you'll be able to access the recordings. And the recordings for this one are packaged as well. So I gotta get with Moody on that. Sometimes he a little finicky about his stuff being recorded and how it gets distributed after. So I'll talk to him about it. I got 4 more minutes. 4. F-O-R-E.
But that Moody trading plan, did you send it to our email already?
It's not in your email. It's in the course that you're enrolled in on my website.
Oh,
You should
so
have
we
an
gotta go
email
to-
about. Mm-hmm.
So I gotta go to your website where I got the course that you already got on there and find it in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's,
So all the recordings are in the course, all the links that we've gone. So everything that we've shown, like any websites we've shown y'all, all those links are in there. Any files to download are in there. And then today you'll be getting added to the course bundle. You already got it because you're a lifetime member. So you already have the bundle. Somebody asked about the daily watch list. Yeah, the daily watch list, that's a separate service. So that's usually for people who are like super skeptical about Discords, or their budget for getting trade ideas is a little lower. So that's like a lower cost way for them to still get trade ideas, like $10 a month. But I send out a watch list every day to their email. But you in the Discord, so you really don't need it. Mm-hmm. What else?
Okay.
And I started making YouTube videos of stocks that are separate from the watch list. But that's something I'm
So good about what's going on. First day down, right?
absolutely, Eartha. I know that's Eartha.
Oh, sorry. I was talking to my daughter. Sorry. I'm mute.
All right, we got 2 minutes, 1 minute. I'm like a candle. 1 minute and I'm out of here. Any last questions? Any last questions? I'm gonna start asking y'all some questions.
Yeah. You need to test me on what I need to do on these supporter resistance line. I'm getting close, but I need somebody that I'm out to. And that girl Bree that was on Zoom with, I'm like, she said she stay in Jackson, Mississippi. I said, there's no way I'm staying in Jackson, Mississippi, and wouldn't say, John, can I take you to lunch? What do I need to do to sit down with you and pick your brain? In Jackson, you in Jackson, Mississippi, I'm in Jackson. Oh man. There's no way.
I'm an hour out of Jackson right now, where I'm at.
Oh, you?
Yeah, I'm an hour away from Jackson right now.
Man, I'll be right. Man. How can I be taking that trip like I'm going to work or something? I'll be like, man, let me sit down. What I got to do, whatever I got to do.
Just hit me up. That's all you gotta do. Me and Friday done had lunch like 3 times.
I told her, and I was telling Bree, we was on this. She say, yeah, I miss. I say, you out there with the plug? You literally up there with the plug, and you want to Zoom with me? No way. There's no way it's gonna happen. There's no way that me. I'll be with you wherever you at. I'll be there till I know I got it. And I was telling my wife, I said, well, I'm about to get me a hotel room and just book it for a whole month and just say, hey, man, this is what it is. It's all or nothing. Because that's where I'm at. Really, I was telling my son this last night. He a merchant seaman. He was like, Daddy, man, you done fell off the face of the earth. Nobody don't see you no more. I said, it's pretty much getting to the point, it's all or nothing. Either I'm going to get it, or like 50 cents, I'm going to get it or die trying. And I'm about to make it.
You just gonna get it. You just gonna get it. You ain't finna die.
I'm gonna get it. And I said, man, I'm thinking about saying, man, I'm about to get me a hotel room up there next to Deion Sanders up there, and be going there and travel. Hey, man, Jordan, man, can you help me, man? I'm here. I know you ain't gonna throw me away.
Well, look, bro, we gonna live trade at the Lifetime meetup too in October if you make it out there.
Yeah, I might have to do something. I'm right now. I got to do it. I done put a lot of money into a lot of stuff, and I done lost a lot of money, not trucking. So I got it. I'm in too deep now. I'm in too deep, but I appreciate you, bro.
For sure, bro. Yeah.
I'll see you tonight.
There we go. Yeah, and we can do whatever, bro. I'm always in a different place, so it's 9. But bad. See y'all. Well, see the boot camp folks tonight. If y'all got any more questions, y'all can hit me in the DM. Just know I might take a little, a day or 2 or 3. But you will get a reply. It just might be 3 days. Eartha, can you come? I'm thinking about we do Lifetime meetups so we can like control who there, and we're not having 300 people get invited to come out. You know what I'm saying? But I've thought about the idea of doing an all member event sort of deal. It's something we're looking at. It just won't be as. It's easier to do stuff with a group of like 20 folks. We can like, let's go to dinner here. All of us go to dinner. All of us go to lunch. You got 200 folks. But we might book out a space or something, like Atlanta maybe. Like just book out an event space that can hold 200 people, 100 people type of deal. First to sign up, first to get admission type of deal, and do something like that 20. So this is the idea. Now I'm gonna get off. We ran that 24-hour Zoom. We had 5 guest speakers, 9 total speakers during that 24-hour Zoom. And I was talking to somebody afterwards, and they was like, yo, this could have been an in-person event. Maybe not for 24 hours. Maybe. But having like all the guest speakers and like a whole trading conference type of deal. So it's something I thought about. I thought about it from the tax side as well. It's like I can write off. It's just like unlimited business travel. That's what I thought about too. It's like just host an event wherever I go. It's, you know, but y'all will be, you know, posted. We got some more for the people who are on here right now. It's some chat updates, some server updates, some things we got going on in the back that y'all gonna find out about. That Vegas trip write-off too. Exactly, bro. Live off that write-off, man. So that's it. Again, y'all got questions, DM me. I'll respond to y'all on Saturday when I'm taking a walk. Other than that, gotta be safe. I'm out.